Recently, someone asked me if I had advice for anyone aspiring to create their own monster taming game, and I realized my answer would be a lot longer than a few sentences. So I decided to make a video on this subject. Now I won't cover everything in this video, but there will be plenty of useful gems. The first thing that I would tell someone is that they should really think about if they have the time and dedication it takes to make a game. Many people don't realize how many video games start getting developed and never get finished. Because about halfway into development, or even before that, people start saying things like, I'm tired, I ran out of money, I changed my mind on building this, I thought people would be more supportive, I didn't know it would take this long to do this. Checking for bugs and glitches is exhausting. You get the idea. They expected it to be easy. This is why finishing your game project is such a huge achievement, because most people don't even do that part. Most of the posts I've seen about game ideas don't even make it to the early development stage. It's just talk, and people can talk big. There are entire YouTube segments online of people talking about their games, and they have no intention of actually making the game. If you want to make a monster taming game, I would recommend that you set a goal of creating a very small scale game or demo, and then work your way from there. Your odds of completing your project are significantly higher if you make a small, fully functional game or demo and then build your way up from there. Now, before you start building anything, what you want to do is consider what you can actually accomplish. What I mean by this is, if you understand how to code your ideas on your own, or if you, without the help of any outsider, can use your beginner-friendly game engine to create the game features that you have in mind. This would be a good time to point out that RPG Maker is not the only beginner-friendly game engine, and that monster taming games do not always have to be RPGs or JRPGs. We don't have that many racing options, I'm just saying. Or maybe even something inspired by Pokken Tournament. Fingers crossed. You might be shocked how many people say they want to make a game that has blah blah blah, but they not once considered if they could even accomplish blah 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 without the need of help from an outsider. Now that that crucial piece of advice is out of the way, the next thing I would say is to plan out your entire game with the demo or smaller version of the game in mind. That way the full game will flow smoothly. I think you should reserve a huge portion of your overall budget dedicated to marketing. Odds are you will need a marketing budget. Don't just think people will see nice visuals or a cool plot and be like, wow, I'm gonna tell all my friends. Think of it more like a lotto with a prize of $30 million. Would you really expect to win that lotto in real life? Now here are some big selling points that you should know. Number 1. The monster designs for your game should look appealing and not generic. For many people who enjoy the genre, a lot of them will pass on a game if the monster designs do not appeal to them, regardless of all the other features. You could have $1 million 4K PvP open world VR cross-platform blah blah blah, but if the monster designs are not appealing, you will eventually realize a problem. Number 2. There is a large group of players that like collecting monster variants. Rare versions of the monsters in the game that look different. This would be like the appeal of shiny hunting in Pokemon. Number 3. The game world and the goal of the protagonist should sound appealing to gamers. If it only sounds appealing to the person making the game and their small group of friends, then there is a serious problem. Number 4. The cover art for your game is super important. Don't underestimate that. It shouldn't be clickbait, but it should also grab attention. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope people can benefit from this advice. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to subscribe and like and share. Find out what happens next time on the OFC.